The Knights of Columbus, chosen the name Columbus because Columbus went to evangelize the New World. That was part of his mission, whether it was stated openly or not, it was. Also, Father Junipero Serra, his mission was to evangelize in the state of California. So Renee, I know you have a special connection with Junipero Serra and your year as state deputy.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, every year a state deputy will pick a patron saint. And this year I picked Saint Junipero Serra. So why Saint Junipero Serra? It's because he brought Catholicism to California, and he evangelized the inhabitants there wherever he was at. And where did he start? He started in San Diego, and he started there. The Spaniards, the soldiers were at a different area, a presidio, but he started down in Mission Valley of San Diego, and he built the first mission.
Right.
And the missions are so important to us as Californians and as Catholics in California, because they were basically coming from an architecture perspective. The missions were a small city.
Right.
They were self-contained. They had sustainability, and more importantly, they were protected because the friars would be there with the weapon of God. God was protecting them, and he evangelized the locals about Christianity. And he didn't just stop in San Diego. He went right up the state, and ultimately we have 21 missions throughout the state, and that's a great evangelization. It's just all about spirituality. And when you go to those missions, they're all different. They're different sizes. Some are really big, like Santa Barbara. Some are really small, like Purísima. And some are very elaborate, like one of my favorites, San Juan Bautista. And then there's Carmel,
Right.
Where Saint Junipero Serra is buried. Right. So that's a very special mission. But those missions were all about a pilgrimage. They were built, a day's horse ride away, or cart or walk. And so when you go and do that, you'll see that they're relatively easy to visit the missions. And so this year we're also doing a pilgrimage to the missions. I'm asking brother knights and families to go and visit all 21 missions. And it's see the spirituality that you find in those missions, and the history. It's the history of California right there at the missions. And yet, when you look at California as a whole, all you got to do is look at the city names.
Right.
Exactly.
You
You talked earlier about Los Angeles, and you got San Diego, and my favorite is Sacramento.
Right.
Well, why is it named Sacramento? Well, it's about the sacraments, who we are as Catholics, and how many city streets are named after some of our, that Catholic.
A good majority of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's who we are. Yeah. So California and California Knights, embrace it. Right. Embrace it and learn more about it. Sure. And go and evangelize. Right. Evangelize, follow the footsteps of those that preceded us. Yeah. And it becomes a very spiritual moment.
Yeah. Columbus and Junipero Serra, they're, put down nowadays, but they were just doing what Jesus asked, and that was to go spread the gospel to the ends of the earth. And for the Europeans, this was the ends of the earth. You couldn't go any further, right?
Exactly.
And they were just doing what Jesus asked, right? To go preach the gospel to all creatures to the ends of the earth. Yeah. And these great men did that. Now, were they perfect? No. But who is? Who is? And so we are very fortunate and blessed to have these missions here. And what a wonderful program you're doing this year with visiting every mission. We're going to put that in our show notes so that anyone out there is interested. You go and get your little passport, right? You get a little stamp at the gift shops. If not, take a picture in front of the mission and submit it. And you're doing something special with that at the end, right?
If you're a California Knight.
If you're a California Knight.
Right.
Now, what Carla and I have agreed to do is if you do all 21 missions and document it, like you just said, Mark, your name will go into a hat, And at the end of the year, we'll pull out a name, and Carla and I will all expenses paid, with you and a guest. We invite you to Monterey, California.
Wow.
4 days, 3 nights.
Wow.
So yeah.
Very nice. At the Motel 6 or maybe something.
You'd be surprised.
That's where you're staying.
That's where it'll put me. Here you go. Or Pebble Beach.
Yeah. There's just a lot of beauty up there.
Oh, Monterey is one of my most favorite cities. Most favorite. Nice. That's an English teacher. Right. Favorite cities.
Now we know why you're not teaching.
That's why.
But
the grammar.
There's other parishes that are so important, like sure. Here at Sacred Heart. There's a lot of Catholic history in California.
Absolutely.
Just go out and enjoy it and embrace it, and recognize, no, that's who we are, and that's who we're asked to do. We're asked to evangelize and go out and proclaim. One of the things that our bishops just recently started with the Feast of Corpus Christi is the Eucharistic revival.
Right.
And as knights, we are being asked at the Supreme Convention, our Supreme Knight challenged all of us to embrace the Eucharistic revival and go out there and do those Eucharistic processions, do adoration, proclaim the rosary at your meetings, do what we are asked to do under faith in action, with the appropriate word, faith, right. And embracing our faith. And there's so many programs under our faith in action, but embrace that and the Eucharistic revival, which is a 3-year program. We were pretty excited because at the year 3, they told us they're going to do a national procession, Eucharistic procession, which will start in 4 parts of the United States and end up in Indianapolis. But one of the 4 parts, Mission San Diego de Acala, because of what St. Junipero Serra did in bringing Catholicism and evangelization to the United States.
Oh,
not just
and will that be a starting point? Or
it's a starting point.
Right.
Wow.
The starting point.
It's
the year 2024. So we're really excited. I was really excited about, oh my goodness, what an affirmation that here we are talking now and using St. Junipero Serra as our role model.
Right.
Use him as a role model.
It's providential. It's God working in our lives. And God affirms, as you said, by signs like that. Like you'd already chosen who you were going to have as your patron saint. And what's your motto?
Siempre adelante, nunca atrás. Always forward, never back.
Right.
That was the motto of St. Junipero Serra. Siempre adelante, nunca atrás.
So that's so affirming. And it's just God saying, yes, let's keep evangelizing. Let's keep doing it through the Knights of Columbus. Let's bring men in to the faith and put them to work. It's faith in action, which is our new program, right, in the last couple of years. Faith and action, which goes totally with the gospel. Like today's gospel was love God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. That's the faith. And then love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
Right. That's the works.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So. And we all know Matthew chapter 25 verse, right? I was thirsty, you gave me drink. I was naked, you gave me clothes. And, that's the work side.
Right.
But then, you read the second book of Luke, which is the Acts of the Apostles, which is my favorite. But in the Acts of the Apostles, that's the trials and tribulations that they went through. But they never gave up. They persevered because they knew it was all about salvation.
Exactly.
And that's who we're asked to be. We're asked to be those new disciples, to go out and evangelize who we are as Catholics. And that's the who we are, the what we are Knights of Columbus who do good works.